Hold it right there, Risky! The Genie Brat, right on schedule.
Here's a list of games that I think that had anywhere from good to great controls. They're not in any particular order, it's just games that I knew I was able to play and the controls made sense to me. I'll also add my 2 cents of sometimes making the controls better or just flat out thinking I think they were pretty smooth and there wasn't really any room for improvement. Tell me what you think. First game is Shantae Half Genie Hero. Overall, controls make sense and feel great. However, I would have liked if they added button combinations or the second joystick for magic and the dances to quickly use or switch between all of them or just your favorites. It's a good game with good controls. Try it out. Next is Infernax. This game follows certain restrictive controls, such as if you press the jump button, your character will always jump the same height. Quickly pressing it or holding it down does nothing different. Now, this does not hurt the game. This game is well made and the controls easily let you conquer the platforming and combat. This game is amazing and you should try it out. Shovel Knight is up. The controls are responsive and allow you to enjoy the game. You can master a lot of simple moves and use a variety of extra tools. Once again, I would have liked it if I could set shortcuts to use certain tools, but the game does stop time when switching between them. Shovel Knight is a great game and I highly recommend it. From one night to the next, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight has good controls. The platforming isn't too difficult. It's generally you should observe where you can go and pace yourself towards your goal. Otherwise, you'll probably get hurt or find yourself unable to progress due to lacking in a unique ability. The controls for combat are quite good, but they were a little stiff here and there. Just like the other games, some restrictions apply here, such as wall jumping. Will make you jump a specific distance before you can change direction. Mastering the controls doesn't take much. You'll find yourself enjoying this game and loving the world it has to offer. You should try it out. Dead Space. Now, many horror games I've played tend to greatly restrict what your character can do, even to the point I would call them incompetent. Before all you horror lovers attack me, I understand. In many horror games, they want you to feel a level of helplessness. That still doesn't mean the controls have to be in the poor end, such as tank controls for Resident Evil or Silent Hill. I'm well aware of the limitations, the camera angles, and so forth. But I think Capcom did it right with Resident Evil 4 with the whole over-the-shoulder camera. And it's nice to see a game like Dead Space with similar camera control. Dead Space allowed you to control Isaac relatively easy. I don't recall the controls ever getting annoying or extra restrictive that didn't make sense. If you die in Dead Space, it's pretty much your fault. You can have some fun with the physics too. Dead Space, great game, good controls. Play it if you haven't already. Super Monkey Ball 1 on 2 on the GameCube. Super Monkey Ball has good controls. The worst thing about it is probably the camera. You can't control the camera directly. Instead, you'll have to move your character around to make the camera face that direction. Other than that, the controls are very simple and easy to learn, with a high ceiling of mastery. Once you master these games, you'll figure out shortcuts and do crazy moves. Buy these games. Rolling around at the speed of sound. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now I am playing a mod hack game of Sonic 3 and Knuckles called Sonic 3 Air Angel Island Revisited, but the base game is the same. For Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the controls are simple. As all the characters, you can move around using the D-pad and jump with any of the 3 buttons. As Tails, you can fly after jumping in the air. Playing Sonic 3 Air, though, lets you fully control flight using a D-pad only. You no longer need to keep pressing the button, the jump button, to ascend. This 2D Sonic game lets you speed through levels with its solid controls and physics. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is worth having in any collection. Plus, try out Sonic 3 Air. It offers quite a few more features with mod support. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Now the Donkey Kong Country series has similar controls. I do like what they did with this game. The controls make sense, and it plays well in the level designs they give you. Although it would be nice if more games simply gave you the option to set the controller configuration. For Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, they give you the option to swap between control stick and D-pad, along with run and jump buttons, but I'd rather just set things myself. Even with that limitation, the controls don't become a problem. You'll swim, hover, jump, and mid-air jump just fine. I think this game is a lot of fun, and you should play it.
Over here. She's coming.
Horizon Zero Dawn. They did a good job with this game. You might have a few hiccups, so to speak, but the controls don't hinder you. You'll have to craft things on the go, even during combat, and I'm glad they made shortcuts to do so. The developers were also nice enough to even slow down time while switching weapons or crafting. Your D-pad will control the sub-items, including your heals. A lot of thought went into the controls for this game, and that was definitely necessary. It would have been a nightmare to fight some of these enemies in this game if the controls were even a little worse. Good game, good controls. Try it out. Gunfire Reborn. Many first-person shooters do control alike, but when they start adding additional abilities, that's when the controls start to change. Gunfire Reborn does a good job of controls. You have buttons for everything and it won't cramp your hands. You can jump, dodge, use your main ability, sub-ability, and of course, fire your weapons. The HUD also comes into play to let you know when you can use your abilities, as many of them do have cooldowns and limited ammo. The controls are easy to pick up and play. Play as your favorite character, with some friends, and you'll have a great time.
Cryostasis shutdown complete.
Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. The Metroid Prime trilogy did play similar, but the big difference in 3 was the Wiimote. Now I like good controls, and what they did with Metroid Prime 3 was great, with a small exception. Using the motion controls to pull, push things like batteries, or having Samus to flick a switch by twisting or using a touchscreen was pretty lame and didn't add much. Controlling it wasn't the best either. Other than the small stuff like that, the motion controls and the Wiimote were implemented smoothly. You can move around, use your abilities easily, and above all else, aim. This helps show that motion controls and the Wiimote can work in your favor. This game is a must-have and you should play it. Good luck finding it though. I got my copy. F-Zero GX. This game's control was designed with the controller in mind. In this case, it was a GameCube controller, and it's the best controller to use to play this game. Running this on an emulator and using an Xbox controller, PlayStation controller, or even the Switch controller isn't as comfortable or fitting. The GameCube controller had the A button, which was the accelerate button, in the middle, with the X button being to the right, the Y button being above, and the B button being to the left. Y button boosts, X button attacks, dashes, B button brakes. Why is this important? Because as you're piloting your vehicle, you'll be holding down the A button for the majority of the time. And you will want to boost at various spots. And like Microsoft, Comcast, and EA, you'll want to destroy your competition. Lucky for you, the Y button is easy to press by moving your thumb slightly up and hitting the button. The X button is also within reach by simply adjusting your thumb slightly to the right. The controls are very responsive and don't cramp your hands ever. You can play this game for hours. Trust me. I didn't even cover the L, R, and Z buttons, but they serve their purpose. And just get this game. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's the definition of great controls. It defines great controls. Go get it now. You won't regret it. Now, this list could go on, but I'm just going to show a few more through short clips. These games have good controls, and if you haven't played them, I say try them out. Good controls definitely help make a game more enjoyable. It's nice when the game's difficulty comes from the actual challenge of the game. It completely sucks when there's that extra layer of difficulty just because the game's controls mess you up. I focus on controls because it can be far more objective than the story of the game, its music, or even its overall design. Anyways, thanks for watching. Till next time.